There is one-size-fits-all approach as far as I'm concerned in education, one standard of education, one standard of behaviour for everybody. The only one-size-fits-all approach I know. If it's good enough for your students, it's good enough for you. It's good enough for the governors. It's good enough for parents who come on the premises. It's good enough for workmen who come on the premises. It's good enough for everybody involved with the school. So what's the highly effective way? It's the middle way. It's about tough care. It's easy to overdo tough in a classroom. It's easy to overdo care. To get the balance between tough and care right is the craft and the skill of the master practitioner. Tough in that you have firm, clear limits. Tough in that you have high expectation, high challenge. But those expectations, those challenges are there, not because I don't like you, not because I'm having a bad day, not because somebody's setting me outrageous targets. They're there because I believe in helping you become a winner. I challenge your behaviour because that behaviour is preventing you becoming a winner. Effective behaviour management has nothing to do with students. Effective behaviour management is about managing the behaviour of the adults in the system. There's only one person in this entire universe you have any control over whatsoever, and it's you. And behaviour management relies entirely on how you choose to respond to students. We'll look at that in more detail later on. So it's about you managing your behaviour in order to influence the behaviour of the young people. Highly effective practitioners are incredibly influential. They are not controlling. So we'll look at how that happens, but we always have to remember that. It's about what you do in classrooms. It's about how you bother and make the effort to interact with students as you're walking around school. You challenge children who are out of class when they shouldn't be. And you don't leave it to a leadership team to do and all that kind of stuff. Students very quickly pick up on that. And the other key message is it's not rocket science. It actually isn't hard. There are huge weighty tomes written around behaviour management, and every year there's probably 40 or 50 books written on behaviour management. I'm guilty. We've written 4 now on there. But it isn't rocket science. It's not about the big stuff. It's not about policy and procedure. It's about getting the little things very, very right. So all you do is you remind him of the consequences of the choice he's about to make. Kyle, if you choose not to sit down, you'll be choosing a warning. Like, you choose to sit down, thank you. He might still go, no, I'm not going to sit down. Kyle, you've chosen a warning. Like, you choose to sit down. I'm not going to sit down. Kyle, if you choose not to sit down, you'll be choosing to sit over here instead. I'll sit in it. Kyle, you've chosen to sit here. I'm not sitting there. Kyle, if you choose not to sit here, you'll be choosing to conference with me at the end. All I'm doing is remind, hand over, remind, hand over, remind, hand over. It's relentless. It's inevitable. Every time I put the locus of control inside him, and at no point do I let go of my end of the lead. I keep the system between me and him. It's a very powerful way of working. And if you have argumentative students, at very worst, you'll have to use this twice. Most argumentative students, you use the technique once and they realise you're not worth arguing with because it gets them nowhere and they just give up the game on there. The most I've ever had to use it with a seriously argumentative student was take them through the whole process twice, and then they realised it just simply wasn't worth it. You can use this all the way through to exit. And boy, is that when you need some kind of strategy to take over for you. Because if you're using this and he still is refusing, by the time you get to exit, you will be emotionally quite wound up. You will probably have hit the homicide moment. You know, that moment most teachers achieve at least once in their life, where there's a little voice going off inside your head that goes, please, Lord, let me just kill one as an example to all the rest. Even when you are getting homicidal, Your mouth can be saying, Carl, if you choose to continue, you'll be choosing to exit. Not the big stuff, the traumatic stuff on there. And usually, ooses are hocking and tooting at the same time as well. Which does actually conclusively prove boys can do more than one thing at the same time. The most frequently reported by teachers is tooting, nattering, inappropriate linguistic behaviour. You go over to deal with it, what do you get? You get lead-grabbing behaviour. If I can get your end of the lead off of you, then I'm controlling the situation. Here are some brilliant lead grabs. It wasn't me. Weren't me, I wasn't talking to him. Was I? They say to their mates who go, no. You just stood there and watched them. How dare you say that? I was only asking her about the work, with all the flounce and attitude that goes with it. I'll be very sexist now, but girls with long straight hair are brilliant at this one. Because they go, I was only asking her about the work. Yeah. And you get the Timotei moment that goes with it. It gets you out of so many problems and argumentative situations in your life. It really is worth practicing the maybe and. Those of you that work with stroppy parents come in and say things like this. It wasn't him. You know, he was only. What about them? You're always picking on him. Your teachers are crap. Your teachers are crap is the parents' version of boring. It tries to get you into self-justification mode. Maybe Anne's worked with most of this. Yeah, it wasn't him. Maybe it wasn't. And what we need to talk about is. You've got to be careful because they say your teachers are crap. Maybe they are. Anne doesn't work. Okay. No strategy works all the time. Right? Students, do not try and manage your behaviour with their verbal skills. They tend to use body language. The body language trap. Body language is by far and away the most powerful communication strategy we use. All research on one-on-one communication tends to come up with roughly the same figures. About 80% of what we communicate is communicated through body language. About 10 to 12% is communicated